Grand Rising, Galactic Jedis, Freedom Fighters, Patriots. How are you all doing today on this Friday evening? Today is March believe it's the 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we are 2 days away from this eclipse. And speaking about the eclipse, guys, this eclipse is about cutting cords, letting go of not only circumstances, but people that are no longer serving your spiritual path, okay? This is a brand new beginning. So this eclipse that we are about to experience in the next couple of days, see it as an opportunity to cut cords and let go of things that are no longer serving you. With that have said, I want to welcome everybody. I know I'm in a different place today. I'm no longer in the cabin. I'm actually closer to home. But it turns out that they're fumigating my apartment, so I can't even come home for another couple of days. So here I am by myself. I hope you guys are having a fantastic evening. I know I mentioned that I normally broadcast on Saturday night, but I can't this week because I do have a family matter to attend tomorrow night. And so here I am. I do have a new geopolitical report as well as a quick rundown as to why things are boiling up, why things are happening the way they are with, the boiling up into the Third World War, with the eclipses, with the hurricanes, the natural disasters. These are all signs of the time. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about that, and then I'm going to give you guys another current update as to what's going on with Doge, what's going on with the Y hat. So I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Today on the 28th of March, 2025. I didn't forget the date. I mean, the year. I normally say 2024. But 2025. We're steadily on a positive timeline. I hope you guys are having a very good evening. Okay, so I do want to welcome all the new subscribers. Make sure you guys subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. And if you guys could all hit that like button. Oh, look, there's exactly 777 people. 777 people are in the house as I'm speaking right now. Isn't that not a coincidence, but rather a synchronicity, right? Indicating that God, right? That's God's number. God is in control, right? For those that are losing faith in God Almighty, there is a plan that is unfolding. And so I wanted to let you guys know that no matter what's happening, no matter what the MSM, NBC media has been feeding the crowd, and no matter what seems to be unfolding on the world stage, just know that God is in control. All right, guys. As a reminder, again, I'm going to be presenting and attending the Alien event this coming weekend. No, not this weekend, my bad. The next weekend, right? April 4th, 5th, and 6th here in Los Angeles at the Sinosta Hotel. And so I'm excited about that. I do see Anna Villa with her super chat. Thank you so much for starting my live with the first super chat. I really appreciate that, Anna. Shout out to Anna Villa. Thank you so much. And so I'm excited about that. And again, guys, for those that want to attend a book signing event, I'm going to be in the city of Brea this coming Sunday in Orange County, California. So let me go ahead and give that information because I know there's some Galactic Jedis that have been asking where this place is. So it's in the city of Brea, California. I'm going to be there from 4:30 to 7. It's $120. However, dinner is provided. It's going to be a Mediterranean dinner, so you guys get to have dinner with me on top of my lecture and my in-person Q&A. The location is in Brea, $120 a person. The contact information is info@5dwellnesscenter.com. info@5dwellnesscenter.com. And their telephone number is 5999. 714-286-5999. You can either call them or text them to, reserve your seat. I hope to meet some of you guys in person this coming Sunday, the 30th, in the city of Brea. Okay, with no further ado, let's get right into it. As you guys know, we are living in the most exciting times ever in the history of our world. And why is that? Well, because we are ending the Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga, also known as the Age of Darkness, was throughout history, it was known as the Age of Division, materialism, where the dark forces seem to have taken over the affairs of the world, but their time is up, right? Now we're living in a time like no other before, a pivotal crossroad where ancient prophecies, celestial signs, and global events are converging to mark the closing of one age, not the end of the world, but the closing of one age, to be then followed by the birthing of a new age, a new era. So the wars that are erupting across the nations, and let me just be real, guys, things are intensifying, not only regarding Ukraine and Russia, but also regarding Iran and North Korea. Okay, so as the wars continue erupting across the nations and the intensifying natural disasters are ramping up, all right, we are going to be getting hit, if not, I believe, very soon, with 6 huge hurricanes, where I think over 10 states are going to be affected in the U.S., and the rare, powerful eclipse that is about to happen in the next 2 days, which, again, is going to afford us a new beginning. And then, of course, the approaching solar flash, as we are now in the 25th solar cycle, reaching a maximum peak sometime in the first, second week of April. I don't know if you guys have been feeling the CMEs, but boy, am I having a lot of ascension symptoms. Make sure you guys put your ascension symptoms in the comments or in the chat if you guys want to share with what you guys are going through due to these amazing coronal mass ejections. But overall, guys, these are all part of a divine timeline prophesied for thousands of years as the end times, or what we would call in the secret knowledge, the Great Awakening. The Great Awakening. So the wars that we've been seeing today reflect the final spiritual battle between light and darkness that have been foretold not only in scripture, but in all sacred texts across every single culture. They simplify the last desperate attempt of the old powers, which is also known as the old guard, ruled by the nefarious Anunnaki, that have, sought control of our world, that are no longer in control due to the higher influx of vibrations that are coming in, that are literally collapsing the old paradigm, while at the same time uplifting human consciousness. Okay. So we are witnessing a higher influx of frequencies that are literally disintegrating the old paradigm as a flood of new light codes keep coming in and new information due to these high vibrating frequencies that are coming in. We are going through a lot of upgrades, right? Eclipses have always been seen as omens of great change. And this next eclipse is going to be a rather very important one because it's culminating with the 25th solar cycle and all of the world's events that are happening all at the same time. It seems like everything's coming into culmination all around the same time. So it's best to be prepared. It's best to be grounded because anything could happen. Anything could happen, right? The times when the veils, these are the times where the veil between the worlds is beginning to thin and the cosmic truths are going to be revealed, right? The recent and upcoming eclipses are activating massive energy shifts in both in both the earth and humanity, triggering what is known as the awakening, okay, the Great Awakening. And also, we're going to be witnessing the collapsing of the outdated systems, the exposing of what was once hidden for thousands of years, right? Which is the true meaning of apocalypse or revelation. And at the center of all of this is the long foretold solar flash, a monumental burst of divine light from the center of the galaxy that was destined to bathe the earth in a wave of high frequency, that is now bombarding us, and it's going to be culminating in the next 2.5 weeks. This is the prophesied moment of transformation. When time splits, right, everything's going to converge or collapse into 3 prominent timelines, and those that are aligned with love, truth, and light are going to be moving into the new earth reality, where there is no negativity, where there is no AI or 5G or none of that crap. It marks the purification of humanity, the activation of our dormant DNA for those that go into the positive timeline, and the fulfillment of what prophets, seers, and mystics have spoken about for millennia. So, what we are witnessing, guys, is not the end of the world. Let me state that again. What we are witnessing is not the end of the world. It is the end of the world as we have come to know it, right? Which is the matrix. The old must crumble before a new era begins. Okay, so these signs in the heavens and on the earth are not to be feared, but embraced as they herald the return of divine order, the rise of cosmic consciousness, which is the true meaning of the second coming of the Christ, and the long-awaited liberation of planet Earth. So, these are the signs of the times: the collapsing of the old and the birthing of a new golden age reality for those that are actually matching the new vibration. So we are definitely living through one of the most pivotal moments in human history, a time marked by escalating global conflict, and that is obvious, environmental upheaval, and extraordinary cosmic alignments. What may seem like chaos, right, on the surface, in truth, is part of a deeper transformation. The final throes of the Kali Yuga, according to the Hindus, also known as the Iron Age, according to the Western mystics, or the Dark Age, foretold in ancient prophecies, that is coming to an end, giving way to the dawning of a new golden age, So around the globe, the specter of a third world war is looming high and very heavily. Proxy battles, shifting alliances, and nuclear tensions have created a powder keg of geopolitical instability. This growing unrest mirrors the ancient predictions that before humanity enters an age of enlightenment, right, which is going to be marked by the seventh golden age, by the way. For those that have read my book, Our Cosmic Origin, we have experienced on this planet already 6 golden ages. So this is going to be the 7th golden age, okay? So before we even enter the age of enlightenment, the 7th golden age, all of this has to happen. It is part of the prophecies. It must first confront the full shadow of the past as a collective, and that's what we're doing. We're confronting the full shadow of our past, a karmic purification process where centuries of imbalances, greed, and control systems are brought to the surface in order for them to be cleared and dismantled. Simultaneously, the earth herself appears to be in a revolt. Earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, and wildfires have become increasingly common. And yes, even though some of them are artificially generated, some of them are not. Some of them is just Mother Earth getting ready to shake off the fleas. And with nature expressing the energetic release of a planet in labor, we are in the birth pangs of a whole new Earth and a whole new reality. So, yeah, I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. So these natural disasters are not just random events. They are the contradictions of a dying age, making way for the rebirth of a new one. Okay. The eclipses that is about to take place and what we've had, especially the one that's coming in 2 days, which is going to offer us a new beginning, right? So the solar flares, as we reach solar maximum, the greatest CME blast within the last 200 years is about to take place, and celestial alignments have intensifying, steering the collective consciousness and activating dormant codes within our DNA structure. So one of the most awaited cosmic events is the solar flash, right? Which is a prophesied burst of energy from the sun that many believe will act as a multi-dimensional trigger, accelerating the awakening of humanity. This flash is not merely a solar phenomenon, but a divine signal encoded in the universe itself. So, yeah, it's a divine signal, right? The solar flash that is impending, it is a divine symbol that has been encoded and it's been part of the blueprint of the universe itself. Timed with the ending of the Dark Ages, the Kali Yuga, also known as the Great Shift of the Ages. And it has been said that upgrades for human consciousness are a big part of this procedure, which corresponds to the exposing of all hidden truths and catapulting us into a higher frequency of reality. Supporting this timeline are groundbreaking discoveries that have long been hidden from public knowledge. For instance, in Egypt, right, beneath the ancient pyramids, recent explorations have revealed previously unknown chambers and artifacts, and not to mention those 2,000-mile cylindrical columns that are actually connecting the pyramids with inner civilizations, or what we call secret cities, right? And all of the advanced technologies and spiritual knowledge that is all about to be unearthed, okay, due to these massive discoveries. Now, these findings, now slowly being acknowledged by mainstream academia, are aligning with long-held esoteric transitions that point to Egypt as one of the most, or at least one of the last strongholds of Atlantean wisdom, okay? And that is true. Think about it. The last of the storehouses of knowledge that existed was known as the Library of Alexandria, and that was located in Egypt. So at the same time, governments across the world have began releasing classified documents. And see how it's all culminating at the same time, right? Rumors of war, diseases, famine, natural calamities, the releasing of classified informations, the impending solar flash, solar eclipse. I mean, guys, this is it. This is what the Bible has been talking about. This is what every ancient record talked about. The signs of the times that confirm the existence, also confirming the existence of unidentified aerial phenomena is part of the signs of the times. And of course, other worldly technologies. And all of this is going to lead to first contact, okay? These disclosures are not accidental. They are part of a slow but deliberately unraveling of the veil that has kept humanity in ignorance for not a century or two, but for thousands of years. So as we as we step further into the age of revelation, which is the true meaning of apocalypse, suppressed technology, zero-point energy, frequency healing, anti-gravity craft will soon become available to the public, reshaping of understanding of physics, health, and the universe itself. All of these elements, guys, all of these elements, the wars, the natural upheavals, the solar phenomena, the ancient revelations, and of course, the technological disclosures are interwoven threads of a singular cosmic story, okay? They are signs of the times, markers of the end of a grand cycle. It's not just the 5,000-year Kali Yuga or the 2,160-year age of Pisces. It's about ending a 25,625-year cycle, what they call a Platonic year, or the precession of the equinoxes, right? So as the old world continues breaking down, it clears the way for a new paradigm rooted in unity, higher consciousness, and harmony with the earth and, of course, the cosmos. So that we are no longer in what is known as spiritual amnesia. All right. This is the time that humans on a large scale, which is known as the Great Awakening, will have an opportunity to snap out of their hypnosis and no longer be in spiritual amnesia. Okay. But its conclusion marks not an end, but a rebirth, right? Again, this is not the world ending. I'm not pushing no fear and gloom, but it is the ending of one age and the beginning of an old age, and the beginning of a new age. So we are now at the precipice of what the Hindus called the Satya Yuga, which is also known as the age of truth, or the golden age, right? The age of enlightenment. This is the era in which humanity reclaims its divine origin, its galactic heritage, and steps boldly into its next evolutionary stage as co-creators with the divine. So through the road ahead, though this might be very difficult right now, a lot of us are being challenged, not only individually, but on a collective level. Remember, guys, that we are not victims of these times. We all volunteered to be here at these times. Every single one of you took the call, right, to assist. So we are, in a way, midwives of a new reality. That's the best way to describe it. The storm is very fierce, but it is clearing the skies, for the golden dawn of what many call the new age or the new world age reality. Okay. Now I'm going to get into the geopolitical scenario. If you guys could give me a second, let's talk about what's going on with Doge and Elon Musk. All righty. I hope you guys are doing well out there. I might as well give a few shout outs before I go into the geopolitical scenario. Let's see who's in the house. Paulina is in the house. 777 is in the house. MJF is in the house. Simone S. Jill Hunt is in the house. Gabriella F. is in the house. Andromeda Daisy. And my beloved is in the house as well. Simone, that's who else? Jasmine is in the house. Jill Hunt is in the house. Heidi is in the house. Jeffrey. Oh, God, it's so many people that are in the house. All 1,675 people. Okay, let's get to the geopolitical scenario. Because it is good. It is good. Okay, are you guys ready for this? Okay, so as you guys know, Elon Musk, the double agent, is doing good for the White Hats, while at the same time having a foot in the AI timeline. But it was brought to my attention. Are you guys ready for this? There are a few Elons. There are triples, okay? One of them is good. That is the one working with Doge, right, for the Department of Government Efficiency. Excuse me. And there is an AI Musk, and then there's one that is neutral. So there's actually three Elon Musk. I was told to share this with you guys. Not a lot of people know that there are three Elons, but yes, just like we have several Trumps, we also have several Elons, okay? So there is a good Elon that is working with the Alliance, and then there is a Elon that is totally AI, cyborg Elon working with the AI God. Let me explain. As I drink my organic hibiscus berry tea. All right, so it turns out that when Elon was born in South Africa, that was the evil Elon. That was the reincarnation of Valek, the guy who was responsible for the destruction of the Martian colony over 2 million years ago. All right. So as he was growing, the cabal, because he was initially working, he comes from a cabal family that's connected to the Nazis. We're talking about the evil Elon, the negative Elon. Definitely cloned him. Okay, so they cloned him so that they could control him better in the event that he didn't align with their agenda, that they would do away with him and use the clone. Okay, so however, he did align with their agenda from the beginning. All right, there was a nanny who talked about how he used to open portals as a kid, and he was like involved in all kinds of ritualistic, dark, occult stuff. Well, it turns out that the Alliance decided to also create an Elon 2.0 to be the antithesis and opposite of the negative Elon. So the Elon 2.0 is the Elon that we're seeing working with Doge. That is the good Elon. Okay, so there are three Elons. Again, there are three Elons. One of them is evil, which is, again, he is what we call a human AI, a cyborg hybrid. There is a clone of that, and then there is Elon 2.0 that is the good guy, technically working for the White Hats. Okay, so there you guys go. There are three Elons. Okay, so let's get to what's going on with Doge. Well, there is a war that is intensifying against Elon right now by the far left, by the deep state, because he's not just disrupting the tech and getting into all the documents with, of course, he's using his own AI known as Grog. But he's also dismantling a shadow financial empire. And this is why the deep state is feeling threatened by him. Well, okay, let's start with the financial coup, right? Because we are witnessing a financial coup, not a coup, a coup, that the White Hats are conducting with the Doge organization, okay? So for the past 70 years, Americans have unknowingly participated in the largest reverse wealth transfer in history, from the people to the few. Through Social Security taxes, they've poured trillions into a system that was never meant to support them, but only hollowed out by deep operatives. 1 second, guys. Okay, so through Social Security taxes, they've poured trillions into a system that was never meant to support them, but only to find it hollowed out by deep operatives, artificial identities, and a web of bureaucratic insiders who knew exactly how to cover their tracks. Okay, Musk and Trump, Musk 2.0, not cyborg Musk. Musk 2.0. Let me just make that clarification. Okay. I hope I don't get in trouble for revealing this for the first time, because I do have a feeling that Elon knows about me. I just don't know why, but I'm getting that intuitive feeling. But I hope it's the Elon 2.0. Okay. I hope it's the Elon 2.0. Okay. So let's get back to this. So Musk and Trump are reversing the coup, as you guys know, exposing the financial fraud, right? And making 120-year-olds as dead is just the first step. Let me rewind a little bit here. Musk and Trump are reversing the coup. The Dodge initiative isn't just about saving America money. It's about exposing the financial treason at the heart of the American government. Marking 120-year-olds as dead is just the first step. What happens when they audit Medi-Cal, right? Medicaid, and when they look at defense contracts, because these are next, all right? Doge has been, you could say, tasked with also auditing Medicaid and the defense contracts. So when they connect the Social Security ghost accounts to offshore bank records, right, and trace them back to congressional family members, they're going to literally blow the lid out of from all the corruption. Okay, this is what the far left, or what we call the deep state, is afraid of. This is what they want Musk. This is the reason why they're trying so hard to silence him. This is the reason why they're trying so hard to literally riot and wreak havoc across all the Tesla sites. Okay, because he has the tools, the data, and the platform to make it all public. And yes, he is in the process of buying out every social media platform. So this is part of the exposure, right? This is part of the free speech that Elon 2.0, the good one, is going to do. So when he does, when the Americans see how deep this betrayal really goes, there will be no coming back for the criminals who built their careers on stealing from the people that they pretended to protect. Elon Musk just confirmed what many have suspected for years, and that is that Social Security is not just broken, it has been infiltrated. We're not talking about random hackers from abroad or a few bad actors. We are talking about an embedded system of fraud operating inside the US government, robbing retirees, blind, laundering billions through fake accounts, and keeping dead citizens on the books to drain the wealth of the nation into hidden channels. And the proof, Musk has it already. Musk has the proof to end the deep state as we know it, guys. All right. And this is why there's a lot of controversy and a lot of attacks against him, to the point where even his life is being threatened. Okay. He's having to hire extra security guards, people that he trusts, due to the fact that he knows that there's going to be some attempts against his life. Okay. So while most Americans still believe that Social Security is there to protect them, the truth is far more disturbing based on what Doge has discovered. Nearly half of the phone calls made to Social Security Administration are from operatives. Yes, guys, operatives posing as retirees to hijack benefits. This isn't just identity theft. This is organized theft carried out through bureaucratic backdoors that have been deliberately left open. 40% of the calls they get are from fraudsters. Musk Doge engineers revealed with the calm precision of someone who knows the rabbit hole goes much deeper. 1 second. All right. All right, let's continue here. So there aren't just isolated scams. These are coordinated, or these were coordinated calls, often placed from overseas call centers funded by dark money, and sometimes using voice cloning, AI, and all feeding off centralized database still being accessed through unsecured legacy systems. They impersonate retirees, recruit their payments, and drain accounts that were never meant for them. Okay. Musk confirmed this isn't just occasional. It's happening every single day, and it has been happening for decades. For decades. They call in, say that they're a retiree, and convince Social Security to change where the money is going. It actually ends up in the hands of the fraudsters. But this is just the surface, according to Elon, right? The 25 million ghosts still receiving government money, right? They call them ghosts, fake people. Musk Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge, took it a step further and uncovered the kind of data that should have triggered nationwide panic. There are over 25 million Americans listed as being over 100 years old in the Social Security system. Many are registered as being older than the Constitution itself. Let that sink in, right? We're talking about people who wouldn't been alive during the Napoleonic Wars. Okay, that was like over 200 years ago, guys. The Napoleonic Wars. And for those that have read The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, Napoleon was funded by the House of Rothschilds, right? His mentor was a Jesuit. The Jesuits who controlled the House of Rothschilds were behind the Napoleon Wars. But anyways, let's move on. People who were supposedly born before the invention of the light bulb still listed as active recipients of federal funds. This isn't just incompetence. This is intentional falsification of records to keep massive numbers of ghost accounts alive so that shadow beneficiaries, often international elites, if we want to get technical, and embedded actors within intelligence circles can continue siphoning billions without raising red flags. Doge began the purge by marking those listed as 120 and older as diseased. That alone should have set off an investigation. Instead, what did the Democrat-controlled apparatus do? They began to attack Musk. And yes, they do have proof that all of these protests that are going on around Tesla sites have all been financed by Soros, right? The clone or the actor, Soros. They try to shut him down. The answer is simple, because they are on it, right? The Doge team is on it. The Social Security team is a front. And here's the truth that the media will never admit. Social Security is no longer a government safety net. It has become a front, a legal laundering mechanism designed to move American taxpayer money through lawyers of false identities, shell accounts, and fake beneficiaries. The American people are funding it under the illusion of retirement protection, but in reality, that money is being redirected to globalist operations, private contractors, off-books programs, and even slush funds for deep state operatives. So if you think that the island operations were the only thing black budgets were finding, think again. The same entities involved in those blackmail rings are tied into the same fraudulent pipelines that Elon is now exposing. And now that Musk is tearing it open, they are panicking. Okay? The deep state is having a meltdown, all right? They're like little kids. They're having a meltdown. So when Musk and Doge team began clearing house, the reaction from the Democratic establishment wasn't surprised. They were enraged. Why? Well, because they knew. They knew that the ghost accounts were real. They knew that the fraud was real. They knew that this system had been manipulated for decades and that a full audit would bring down over half of the capital and half of the government, about 80% to be exact. And how many elected deep staters are benefiting from this? Well, the Doge team has asked. The real question is, how many are involved in maintaining it? Well, the answer is likely far more than anyone is willing to admit. Political campaigns funded through backdoor transactions, nonprofit use as fronts to collect rerouted Social Security money, foreign aid packages quietly redirecting fraudulent obtain funds to offshore programs under false pretenses. Under false pretenses. Oh my God. This is going to literally change everything when they continue investigating and auditing every aspect of the federal government, guys. Every aspect of the federal government is about to be exposed, okay? The contractors, Boeing, the different companies that were working with the military industrial complex, they're all next. They're all next. Wait for them to discover the fact that they've been, funneling all this money off-world into their secret space programs, okay? So the answer is more likely that anyone is willing to admit political campaigns funded through backdoor transactions, nonprofit use as fronts to collect routed Social Security money, foreign aid packages quietly redirecting fraudulent obtained funds to offshore programs under false pretense. So what we are witnessing is a financial coup, but in reverse, all right? In reverse. So for the past 70 years, right, Americans have unknowingly participated in the largest reverse wealth transfer in history from the people to the few. Through Social Security taxes, they've poured trillions into a system that was never meant to support them, but only to find it hollowed out by deep operatives, artificial identities, and a web of bureaucratic insiders who knew exactly how to cover their task. So it is done. It is done with, okay? Another thing I wanted to share is that because Elon does have the tools, and again, he's using his own AI known as Grog to audit the government, all the data and the platforms to make it. He's got all the data and the platforms, and he's just going to continue buying every platform, by the way. X is just the beginning, or what we used to call Twitter, right? And when he does, guys, when Americans see how deep this betrayal really goes, there will be no coming back for the criminals who built their careers on stealing from the people that they pretended to protect. All right. On a different note, guys, right? We are approaching solar maximum. We are at the brink of a third world war, which we really have nothing to worry about because the galactics are all in key position to make sure that there are no nukes or even intercontinental ballistic missiles launched. So in case of a power outage, all right, in case of a power outage, Space Force has linked Tesla Free Energy and Starlink satellite systems to reboot the grid back with the new quantum systems. So in case anything goes down, Space Force has linked Tesla Free Energy and Starlink satellite systems to reboot the grid back with the new quantum system. So that means mobile phones and TVs will not be functional for a short period of time, which probably explains only the 3 days of darkness instead of 10, right? But within the 3 day span, after 3 days, everything's gonna come back on due to the Starlink systems, and of course the Tesla Free Energy that is going to be initiated by Space Force. Okay, so that's good news. The military will be giving out new quantum phones to we the people at no charge. Let me repeat that again. The military, in the event of this catastrophe, in the event that the power goes down, all right, 3 days of darkness now, not 10, the military will be giving out new quantum phones to we the people at no charge. All right, an emergency alert, the EAS, will be automatically sent to everyone's mobile phones 7 times in a row. All right, you guys take notes. The emergency alert system will be automatically sent to everyone's telephone 7 times in a row. Space Force will be broadcasting information worldwide through one channel. The EAS test messages will be heard on your phones, on your televisions, and will work on your current phones. TVs, as you have seen them, they do test alerts, okay? Sensitive information will be put out to everyone at the same time, 3 times a day over a 10-day period, okay? Over a 10-day period. It is a good idea to always have enough food and supplies for approximately 15 to 30 days. Now they're asking, now they're telling us. The military will also be providing for those that cannot provide for themselves. So in the events that you guys don't have enough supplies for 15 to 30 days, they're going to be using a type of advanced X-ray technology to see who has food in their houses and who doesn't. And for those that don't have food or don't have enough water, the military will be sending those supplies to your door. So don't be scared if the military shows up to your door in the event that you don't have any water or food. They're just there to make sure that you eat and drink water. Okay. Military presence will be available to guide the people and give further instructions to police, etc., to prevent anything bad from happening. So this new quantum system will protect the people's identity and privacy. This is not a sci-fi situation. This is suppressed technology that is finally going to be breaking through the walls of the deep state's monopoly. All right. The Tesla medbeds is the weapon of life that they didn't want us to see, right? Reversing aging, destroying disease, rebuilding damaged cells, just to name a few things, regrowing limbs, right? They have a type of technology called the holographic regenerator, regrowing limbs. That is amazing, guys. They've been using these in the off-world programs. Repairing DNA, and you think this is all fantasy? Well, guess again, right? They've been hiding this from us for decades. So based on Nikola Tesla's original designs, the medbeds using quantum frequencies and life force energy to scan your body, detecting microscopic imbalances, and then emitting targeted Tesla waves to restore health instantly. So everything from what starts with a C to Alzheimer's to heart disease, PTSD, including mental illnesses, limbs, diabetes, everything's going to be reversed. Okay. They don't need what hasn't been working anymore. So these are all the types of Tesla technologies, regenerating medbeds that rebuild the body on a cellular level, holographic technologies, projects the blueprint of perfect health. Projects that are initiating the blueprint of perfect health, rejuvenation devices, regression medbeds. Guys, we're all going to be living younger, okay? Taking us back to our prime. So yeah, this is all going to be happening in the positive ascending timelines. So you won't no longer need to be taking any more, pills or none of that stuff. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Every major U.S. region now has locations operating in secret or hidden behind holistic clinics. That's good. California, Texas, Florida, New York, Illinois, Seattle, Phoenix, Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, Boston, Houston, Las Vegas, Washington, D.C. They're all getting ready to roll out the medbeds. And of course, globally, just to name a few here in the States, this is going to be taking place worldwide in Europe, Canada, in every part of the world, not just in the US. They're going live in London, Paris, Berlin, Tokyo, Sydney, Toronto, and even Dubai. And the awakening, therefore, is here, right? This is the end of the cabal sick agenda propagated by the pharmaceutical industry. So you think that 1,000, PILLSs are going to cure you, or anything that you take orally? Of course not. Or any surgery, right? This is all coming to an end, guys. This is all coming to an end. Pretty soon we're going to have all kinds of devices as we move into the positive 4D Earth ascending timeline, or the or the positive 50 ascending timeline, where we won't even be using technologies. In the 50 ascending timeline, guys, we're going to be using our own inner software. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up for Q&A, but before I do have to use the head. Give me 1 minute. Been drinking a lot of water today. All right, guys, I am back. I am back. So I do want to welcome all 2,171 people that are in the house. I'm going to go ahead and take some questions. After I give a few more shout outs, I see Laurel Ann Brown in the house. Leah Archer is in the house. Gabriella, Sophia Glory, 1111. Who else haven't I called? Cosmic Zeal is in the house. Paul Schaefer is in the house. Let's see. It's going so fast now. All right, T. As a reminder, guys, I am having a book event in person. I'm going to be in Brea, California, this coming Sunday from 4:30 to 7. So I hope to meet some of you guys in person. All right. I did leave the information at the beginning of the live. I gave you guys a contact and a website and a telephone number for those that want to attend Brea, California this coming Sunday in 2 days. I'm so excited. I'm going to be there in person, and we're going to be having some Mediterranean dinner together. All right, so let's take some Q&A. Ishmael, when will we know when the solar flash occurs? This is a question from Mickey Warner, I think. Warner. Even with my glasses, my sight is failing on me. See how bad I need to upgrade my genetics, guys? You know, I don't know if I told you guys, but I was diagnosed with stigmatism of the eye. So I don't know if that means that my eyesight is getting worse or what. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to go upgrade my glasses. But to answer your question is, I have no clue when the solar flash is going to take place. But it's probably very likable that it's going to, happen, in the next 2.5 weeks. Whoa. 1 second. I ran out. Water. I have to go get it. Live chat. Okay, here we go. Rebecca Boob 11 says, you need bewitch. I don't know what that means. Use the force. Yes, use the force. Telekinesis. That's right. Let's see. What question was I answering? I'm just going to look for random questions. Prayers for Pamela Rose's daughter. So if there's a Pamela Rose out there and your daughter needs a prayer, we're all going to be praying for her. Okay, Pamela. I do have 2 super chats that just came in. Thank you so much, Rohini, for the super chat. She says, thanks for the update. When will medbeds arrive in Australia? My Rahini, Mrs. Rahini, you keep calling me. Miss Rahini. Okay, I'll call you Miss Rahini. That's what it says here, Rahini. But if you want me to call you something else, just type in what you want me to call you. So I don't know when the medbeds are coming to Australia. All I know is that they're being prepped in a lot of medical facilities worldwide. So that could include Australia, as I speak, by the Alliance. So, we should expect them sometime. All right, just to be general, sometime this year. I would say this is going to be a good summer, right? But I'm not going to say like it's going to be next week, it's going to be today. But just know that 2025 is the year of disclosure. 2025 is the year of the ending of the Kali Yuga. 2025 is the real year of the ending of the Mayan calendar. And then I have another super chat from Team Inspire. You mentioned we would get an 800 number call for our QFS account. How will the homeless that do not have a phone get informed of their QFS account? That is a very good question, Team Inspire. I don't know how to answer that, but what I do know is that when this new system comes online, the QFS, everyone's going to be provided for, including those that are homeless. Okay, so I don't know how that's going to happen, which it could mean that they're going to be given Q phones for free, right? The homeless are all going to be given Q phones, or they're going to be giving shelter, they're going to be giving food, and they're going to be rehabilitated, because a lot of these homeless, believe it or not, um, are suffering from mental illness. So before they could give them any large sum of abundance, they have to rehabilitate them, rewire their brain for, stability, for mental clarity, so that they could pretty much be able to follow their dream, whatever that was, before they became mentally ill. Does that make sense? And then I guess I'm going to reveal this for the first time. Not all homeless are humans that have lost everything. Some homeless are pretending, are aliens. They're interdimensionals, materializing a human homeless body just to kind of observe our reality. All right. So it's not all homeless are humans. Some of them are interdimensionals, materializing a human body in order to scope our reality. Okay. Let's continue. Shaila Rattler says, please see my super chat. Let's see. Where is your super chat? I don't see your super chat. Let's see. Is it on here? Let me rewind the chat, see if I could find it. We see one from Team Inspire. No, I don't see it. Joyful, thank you so much for your super chat. That just came in. Joyful says, so Ishmael, are we going into 4D first? Well, that all depends on your vibration. If you are vibrating at a fifth dimensional level of reality by establishing unity consciousness, non-judgmental, in service to others, doing the spiritual work, dealing with the shadows, healing thyself. I mean, there's a lot of work that we have to do in order to bypass the 4D and go to the 5D earth reality. So if you are vibrating, if you've already done all the clearing, and you are a person who has attained what is known as Christ consciousness, mental 0 point energy, right? Then yes, you will be bypassing the 4D and going into the 5D earth by far. Yes. Guys, take this opportunity between now and the solar maximum, which culminates during the ending or the mid month of April. Take this opportunity to do a lot of inner clearing, all right? A lot of shadow work. For those that haven't faced their shadows, emotional wounds, this is the time to literally go within yourself and do a lot of clearing, all right? Get right with God, because these are the signs of the times, all right? These are the signs of the times. Gene Stoll says, hello, Ishmael. Enjoy your talks and information. Well, thank you, Gene. Yes, Joanna reminds us that healing and clearing is nonstop. Every day, we should all be healing and clearing. Lisa says, when the solar flash happens, will we meet up with our departed loved ones in the 4 5D? The answer to that is yes, you will. Please explain why we're seeing or seeking so many. I think you meant to say seeing so many chemtrails. Um, all I know is that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is in the process of stopping those. Okay, and guys, this term just started 3 months ago. We're only what 3.5 months in, and the White Hats have done a lot. So I would say by maybe by summer, Maha making America great. That is being led by Robert Downey, not Robert Downey, RFK Jr. I was thinking of Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. RFK Jr. is going to stop the chemtrails. Okay, we have faith in him, and yes, he is a White Hat. And it came to my attention that all the Kennedys were preserved. All right, including his father. All the Kennedys were preserved. They faked their death. Kate Laidlaw, thank you so much for the super chat. Kate Laidlaw, shout out to her. She says, thanks for all the intel. She says, thanks forever, all the intel. Oh, you are so welcome, sister. A lot of you guys are thanking me. Thank you. I appreciate all the love. Thank you guys. And I see the hearts going up. A lot of you guys are hitting the like. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Ishmael, are couples coming together in baby boom post solar flash? This is a question from Ron Safrid. I do believe that a lot of twin flames, if they haven't come together yet, a lot of the twin flames are going to be definitely coming together upon the solar flash, which is going to increase the incarnation of higher dimensional beings, as we do have an interdimensional, or what we call a fifth dimensional baby boom. So the answer to that is yes, right? Absolutely. Oh, I have another super chat from Joyful. Thank you so much. Ishmael, Terabyte Janine said that April 12th will be a day Trump will have the big assassination, and we won't know if he survives for 2 days. Your thoughts? It's ironic that you say that, because I think it was just yesterday that my divine feminine showed me I guess a reel of The Simpsons saying that there was going to be that Trump was going to be in a coffin in April. But you know how like The Simpsons always try to predict the future? There was a reel going on Instagram about how in April Trump is going to be in a coffin. So that could be the fake Trump. Remember, the real Trump is hidden in Cheyenne Mountain. And also there is another Trump that is also in Alaska, hidden in Alaska. And then there is the third Trump that is in the White House. And then there's 2 other Trumps. There's a total of 5 Trumps. The fifth Trump, however, number 5, is the bad Trump. That is the Trump that accelerated Project Warp Speed, right? And that is the Trump that is promoting Bitcoin, right? America is going to be the epicenter of Bitcoin. No, there is one Trump, guys. There is one Trump that was being generated by the AI system, all right? But all the other Trumps are good, all right? So just like how we have 3 Elons, we have evil Elon, neutral, or we have, neutral clone Elon, who's not really neutral. He's just evil's clone. And then we have Elon 2.0 working for the good guys. In like manner, we have about 5 to 6 Trumps, okay? 5 to 6 Trumps. So, if that happens, it's probably going to be one of the 5 Trumps. So the real Trump will still be alive, okay? But I don't foresee that happening. I guess we're all going to find out, because April's just 2 days away. It will be full of surprises, says Amanda Tempori. That could be the case, yeah. Because again, guys, even though we are awakened and we know a lot, right? We know about all kinds of stuff, right? There are going to be some things that are going to be revealed that even I myself wasn't aware of. All right. So, yeah, it's going to be very surprising when all of this information comes out. All right. So, all right, let's talk a little bit more about Elon. Okay. So, according to Commander Valiant Thor, who is my main source of information, he wanted me to, again, reveal for the first time that there are three Elons, right? There are three Elons. There is the negative Elon, for those that are just coming in late on the live. I know sometimes, I don't know if you guys watch the replay, but the evil Elon was part of a cabal family, right? His parents were connected to the Nazis, okay? That evil Elon was, you could say, caught by his nanny when he was a kid, opening up portals. Okay. In fact, there is a reel or a video where she confesses about what she saw when she walked into the room where young Elon, I think he was only about 5 or 6, was actually already opening up portals. So that is the Elon that is part of a cyborg intergalactic experiment working with the AI God. Okay. That is what we call the original Elon. The cabal, knowing of his rise to power in the future, knew that they needed to clone him, so they eventually cloned the original Elon. After that, the Alliance realized that they needed to create an Elon 2.0 from the ground up in a petri dish. I can't believe I'm revealing this. So the Elon 2.0 was actually made off-world in a petri dish. He was also part of a genetic galactic experiment. He is what we call a human alien hybrid, but he does not have cybernetics in him. We're talking about the Elon 2.0. So he was made in a petri dish by the secret space program, the positive branch of the secret space program, off-world, in order to work for the Alliance. All right, so I'm revealing this for the first time. There are three Elon Musk, okay? And that explains why there's a lot of times where he actually looks different, right? He doesn't look the same all the time. Sometimes he has wrinkles and sometimes he has no wrinkles. And let me tell you, this guy is in his mid-50s, so he should have some wrinkles. And there's times where he looks like he's only 30 years old, okay? So there are three Elons, okay? Elon 2.0 was made off-world by the positive secret space program known as Solar Warden in order to use him as a way to funnel in all the interplanetary technology that is going to be given to the surface dwellers, or us, when the time was right. So that's what Elon 2.0 was tasked with. He was tasked with being the front man, working with not only SpaceX, but eventually SpaceX is going to merge with Space Force in order to roll out all of the hidden technology that has been used within the private sector. Okay. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the three Elons revealed for the first time on my platform. So that is Elon 2.0 for you guys. I do want to welcome all 2,449 people that are in the house. Thank you. Thank you. Now, it would be nice if all 2,249 people all hit the like button at this time. That would be great. All right. I do have another super chat. Kate. Oh, I've already mentioned her. Thanks for all the intel. You're welcome, Kate. What bloodline is Sir Krishna? This is a super chat from Sheila Sadler. Are you talking about Krishna? Are you talking about the god Krishna, the blue skin god of India? He is of the original galactic royal blood, which is Anuhasi. The royal blood, the original galactic royal blood was known as the Anuhasi race. Then I see another super chat from Psyche. Thank you so much for the super chat, Psyche. I always got bad vibes from Elon and always felt like he fit the description of a false prophet that works with the Antichrist in the book of Revelations. Negative timeline, Elon and Trump. Well, okay. Well, let's just postulate that because I did reveal today that the fifth or the sixth Trump, I think is the fifth Trump, was generated by the AI, the ancient alien AI. Let's just postulate that in the negative timeline, that the negative Elon, not the Elon 2.0, right, but the negative Elon, the original Elon, is working with the negative Trump. But that is going to be part of the negative technocratic dystopia. That's where they're going to build out Project Stargate in order to usher in the system of the beast, right? The system of the beast, which is super artificial intelligence. Thank you, Team Inspire. Team Inspire just gave me another super chat. Hey everyone, let's all hit the like button now. Sending you all love. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that would be great if you guys could all hit the like button. Thank you guys. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel or if you're just stumbling upon my content for the first time and you're probably thinking, what is this guy talking about? just subscribe. This is going to be good content. I broadcast 3 times a week with cutting edge information, keeping you guys updated on what's happening in the world. And not to mention, I do give galactic reports every now and then, and I speak about a lot of different things. So don't forget to subscribe. If you're addicted to knowledge, if you're addicted to knowledge like I am, don't forget to subscribe. I'm reading the chat on my phone, guys, because it's very hard to see it on my laptop here. As you guys know, I haven't been using my big monitor where I could actually see the chat in front of me. So I'm actually reading the chat from my iPhone. Oh, look, I can see myself there. So I'm reading the chat from my iPhone. Which Elon knows that he destroyed the Martian colony, or the Martians make that all? Make that all? This is a question from J.O. Welcome, J.O. I believe he kind of knows who he is, all right? All 3 Elons are very mentally advanced, all right? And for the most part, all 3 Elons are part of extraterrestrial programs. The first one, the evil one, is a cyborg. He's part of an AI extraterrestrial program. He's working with the Animus, or the AI collective known as the Animus. Yes, Wolf Mother says, and don't forget to read Ishmael's 2 books. For those that are new to my channel, I do have 2 amazing books, The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, and Our Cosmic Origin, both of which are available on Amazon. Tony R is asking, could I already have a higher dimensional self in the 5th dimension? And the answer to that is we all have higher dimensional selves, not only in the 5th dimension, but get this, guys, we have a total of 12 versions, okay? So you have a mineral version of yourself that exists in the 1st dimension, dimension 1. You have a plant version of yourself that exists in dimension 2. You have a mammalian version of yourself that exists in dimensions 3, which is your human avatar. You have a 4th dimensional avatar that exists in 4D. You have a 5th dimensional self that exists in 5D. 6th dimensional, you guys know where I'm getting at, all the way to the 12. Once you get to the 12, that is your God self. That is the oversoul. That is the God dimensional self, where you are all powerful, all knowing, one with the quantum field, one with everything that is, while still keeping your individuality. Okay, that's you in the 12D. So it's not just about us going into the 5D. The 5D is a stepping stone into the 12D, because the 12D is where we originated from. We all started off as wholesome light beings of light, and through the process of involution, through the lowering of frequency, we became less whole and we became fragmentized. And so here in the 3D, it's like 1-2% of your entire consciousness potential. It's only 1 or 2%, using that to operate the 3D here in this realm. So yeah, we're actually existing in all these dimensions simultaneously, okay? All at the same time. All right, Shauna wants to know my email for the Zelle. Oh, and thank you for those that have been supporting my mission and my cause. Thank you for your support. My Zelle is my email, projectrestorationzion@gmail.com, all one word. Projectrestorationzion@gmail.com. Now, Zion is not to be related to the Zionist. Okay, Zion was the pact or the covenant that was given to Abraham by Melchizedek, and then carried forward by King David and Solomon, and also protected by the Knights Templars. The priority of Zion was always about the land of milk and honey, or the free world, right? So Zion in its original context means the free world. Of course, the Cabal hijacks everything and inverts it, all right? So Zion has nothing to do with the Zionists. To me, Zion is associated with the original context that was established with Melchizedek, Abraham, King David, Solomon, and of course, preserved by the Knights Templars. So that's what Zion means to me. So for those that want to support my cause, through my email, you could actually Zelle me whatever you want. Okay, that's projectrestorationzion@gmail.com, all one word. And thank you, Shauna, by the way. Thank you, Shauna, for your request. I appreciate that. Wow, Suzanne Kent just sent me a donation. Thank you, Suzanne Kent, for that wonderful donation. That was very, very generous of you. I appreciate that. I just got the notification. Ishmael, what is 0 point energy? That is a good question. This is a question from Diana Shauhi. All right, well, believe it or not, guys, 0 point energy is Christ consciousness. All right, it is the unlimited, you could say the best way to describe 0 point is it is where all the energy of the cosmos, or all the energy of all living things how can I explain it? It is the sum total. There we go. It is the sum total of all the energy of all living things. That is the best way to describe 0 point energy. So it is the sum total of the energy of all living things operating at its highest frequency, 0 point, which is unlimited raw energy power. And there are different levels of harnessing or you could say accessing 0 point energy, right? So yeah, 0 point energy is the accumulated energy of all living things. So even planets are spinning that energy of all the living things in planets, right? So one of the things that has been discovered through quantum physics is this phenomenon known as torsion physics. The idea that planets are spinning with the toroidal field, right? So if we tap into the toroidal field of a planet, that is an energy input that makes our energy input look like nothing, right? That's what allows us to develop propulsion systems, control the weather, colonize other planets and other solar systems, in our nearby galaxy. So that is known as 0 point energy, is the accumulated energy of all living things, of planets. Stars are also living energy systems, and they all have toroidal fields. So galaxies are spinning at the center. Imagine tapping into the energy of an entire galaxy. That is the equivalent of billions of stars just by tapping into the toroidal field of a galaxy. That is a lot of power. So yeah, that's what free energy is, or 0 point energy. It is the accumulated energy of all living things collapsing into its most, into its purifying form. Oh my God, I've had a long day today. My brain isn't working anymore. I think I better answer one more question and then call it quits. They also call it Christ consciousness because it's where all polarities come to a 0 point, where there is no polarity. It's just singularity. So that's another terminology to describe 0 point. It's the singularity state of existence, where there is no duality. I do have a super chat from Cindy. Thank you so much, Cindy. She says, will we be paid for our birth certificates? That is a good question. I do not have the answer to that yet, but I will look into that. Cindy. Why is Earth so important, says Jenny Kova? Well, for many multiple reasons. Earth is the intergalactic exchange center of information, designed by many universes. It is a living cosmic library where we have the diversity of genetics, flora and fauna from millions of universes put in one planet. So it is a living library. It is at the epicenter of the multiverse. It is the planet that was chosen by the Most High to establish the kingdom. I mean, there are multiple reasons why Earth is so important. And this is the reason why nukes are not allowed, right? Nukes are not allowed anymore. So don't worry about the Third World War, guys. It's not going to happen. All right, guys. I'm actually going to be ending my live now because I do have to get some rest. And I will be seeing you guys on Monday, not Saturday, right? I went live today because I can go live tomorrow night. So I will see you guys Monday night for another White Hat Alliance update. May the God Force be with you all. And for those who are in my class, I will see you tomorrow and Sunday. All right. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, guys.